AM News headlines. Will have another news update at the top of the hour right here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network.
Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
Wow.
Yeah, they're on
Interested?
This whole format is shit.
You know, we actually, well, good morning firstly. As we get the ball rolling on this here Thursday, Ian Wason, who's stepping in at 7:30 for the morning shot, just giving me a little rundown as to the standings here with the Under-19 World Cup, the ICC, the Under-19 Men World Cup that's happening right now. I think it's Zimbabwe and Namibia.
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
Yeah, yes. Well, you know, Ian is going to give you some more details at 7:30. This is Ian there on the desk, putting in the work bright and early. Let me tell you, this morning, outside of the regular news recap and, of course, the current affairs and all that we try to cover every single morning, I will be heading across to Panama City. Keyshawn Haynes is out there for a tremendous conference, a coming together of a couple of leaders from the region as they establish policy perspective. And I can safely tell you, Keyshawn will give us all the intimate details. That's happening inside the first hour. As per usual, your police and you, we get into our Business Guardian breakdown. Let's get the ball rolling right now. It's your Morning Brew for today, Thursday. See you soon. Yes, running in on this Thursday to the sound of Imani Ray. Let it play. That's Imani Ray out of New York City. Very consistent. Nice jam here for Carnival 2026. Good morning, Imani. Let's get into what's happening via our front page. Jason Williams, that's my name. I'm signing on. As mentioned, Ian Wason stepping in from 7:30 for the morning shot. But we head to the front page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian on this Thursday the 29th of January 2026. Not so. That's the word of the independent senators as they reject the Prime Minister's claim of them selling their Zoso votes for government favors. Well, I mean, some of the language coming out of that Zoso debate and the fact that the independent senators, well, I guess the opposition senators, naturally, they would have gone a different direction on this particular bill. And, you know, lots of debate. It went on, but it was defeated. And I just find some of the rhetoric, some of the language from the Prime Minister a bit less than complimentary. I mean, we have to recognize that democracy is a process where when you win and the democracy takes its particular motion, where people make a decision, like what happened last year in April, an overwhelming majority said, hey, PM, take your second mandate and go forward. There was no riots, there were no, you know, people went up in arms, everybody, you know, it's one you accept and you keep it pushing. When it comes to debate in the House, and this particular motion not going through, if you're cool with democracy on the side, well, if you're cool with democracy when you're on the winning side, one must also be okay with it when it doesn't go your way, and you can't always say foul and mash up the whole, long time you played a board game with family and somebody not winning and they mash up the whole game and they vex. No, come on. Democracy, we have to accept it for what it is. People entitled to their vote. And I think other than the selling points, I think the amendments, the fact that none of the amendments, and a lot of amendments came forward from the independent bench and from the opposition bench, and none were considered. So yeah, in a scenario like that, which is a very, well, I don't want to say controversial. At the end of the day, I said yesterday that something needs to be done. And I applaud the government for making an effort. But I'm thinking the way it was sold, the way it went across, and the fact that the amendments weren't giving a hearing. The independent senators decided to go a different direction. And there are many, even yesterday, with some of my regular callers, folks I always look forward to their contribution. You know, I listen, but ultimately we have to recognize that democracy is one where we have to accept when you're on the winning side, and also if there's a particular bill being lost, or even an all-out election, we can't say, well, you know, sabotage, you know, be calling on all kind of infraction. We have to accept, you know, that's the process. Can't win every time. Winning is always fun, it's natural, it's what we want to do. It's in our loss, really. We see somebody's character and their class. And I really question what's happening with some of the language coming out of this Zoso, well, at least the failed Zoso bill. Let's see if, I heard the minister yesterday, Minister Alexander says there's a plan B. So let's stand by to see what's the next move as the government treats with crime and criminality. I must say in a very serious manner. We could see some of what they would have done with the laws on the road and the adjustments we are seeing. You could tell it's hands on deck, but it didn't work out with the Zoso. But I guess there might be some other plan at hand. So we'll treat with that as we continue with our conversations, not only today, tomorrow, next week, because I'm sure this is still very much a hot topic and people still have lots to say on this Zoso, Zones of Special Operations, the bill that could have been. Let's move now to the city. 500 Port of Spain City Corporation workers sent home. I believe 12 people would have been put in place. Now I know obviously with Carnival around the corner and the major cleanup that comes after Carnival, because everything winds down around 10, 11 o'clock on Carnival Tuesday. And for most folks who enter the city on Ash Wednesday to work, who head back to school, the city for the last couple of years would have been very clean. The only thing you have to really contend with is the smell. I mean, obviously, people, every crevice and corner, you know, people go on there. Well, unfortunately, even though there are wee trucks, people utilize every crevice and corner. So there is a particular strong, pungent smell in the city. For a little while after the Carnival, as much as they try to wash down, that's the only issue, but I'm looking here, or I'm thinking that there could be potential for lots of garbage on the streets if something doesn't happen between now and Carnival Monday and Tuesday. So let's see how that one pans out. The mayor would have had his say yesterday. The story develops more on page 8. Get your copy of your Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for more. I'm watching the back page on this Thursday morning. Let's head there immediately. And the West Indies face our under 19 exit. Now, that's what I was looking at with Ian there on his laptop. The fact that we were in a group, we lost to Australia. It's a kind of weird group because there is still a chance via the mathematically that we could go through, but it's a long shot. But you know what? Ian will step in. He will usually come in and really give that full breakdown on a Thursday via the top stories with sports. So look out for that. At 7:30, Ian Wason steps in for the morning shot. Let's head to the brief on this Thursday morning. And it's Pan Action. The Skiffle Bunch Orchestra performing Aaron Voice in Louis, Can't Behave. And let me tell you, that Can't Behave, amazing song. Yet again, Voice does it. And I'm thinking on the pan, I haven't heard it on the pan just yet, but when I heard the song, I said, wow, this will sound good on the pan, and I'm happy it's Skiffle Bunch. They're going with that tremendous rendition there from Voice for 2026. Of course, they're there at their Sapero Street headquarters. And I've been reliably informed, Sheldon, my colleague, is telling me that Exodus, that's right, Exodus also going with Can't Behave for Panorama 2026. That's a fantastic song. Well done, Voice. Well done. Let's head now to the Carnival wrap-up. Before we get into our Business Guardian breakdown, could we get our Carnival page this morning going? And yes, Carnival is fashion, and the ladies are stepping out. Let me tell you, Carnival is really woman. Huh? You take woman out the Carnival fall down flat, you know. It fall down flat. It's the music, it's the pageantry, it is all the elements, the traditional mass, but the women, they really play a significant role. They come out, they represent, they get a chance to express themselves. The fashion is up, whether they want to, you know, show some skin or you want to, you know, cover up and really play a mass. There's an option for everyone. And let me tell you, this is a nice read here. So basically, we're talking about some of the Carnival fashion and the designers in the Carnival space in time for all the big shows. So you can check this out. It's on page 24. And yeah, all part of the Guardian Media's coverage of the Carnival Experience 2026. Up next, your Business Guardian Breakdown. Anthony steps in to discuss this particular matter and more inside today's Business Guardian. Anthony, he's up next.
He want me to write it. Can I write it? He want me to write it. Can I write it? He want me to write it. Can I write it? He want me.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services. Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order. We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Deba Shagonas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Step into a world of opportunities at CTS College, where education is beyond academics. Winner of over 50 world prizes, as well as ACTT Student Service Award. It's a college of your choice for quality education, guaranteed to unlock your true potential. Internationally recognized degree programs. Choose a degree that is right for you. Come in for your free career guidance session and start your future today with CTS College.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Well, Anthony steps in a few to join us for our Business Guardian Breakdown, and I know that there would have been lots of activity this week at Hyatt Regency. All roads led to the Hyatt for the Energy Conference. Literally, I've seen traffic, tremendous traffic to get in Hyatt was a challenge on Monday and Tuesday, but nonetheless, that development is here on the front page and we will treat with that. But I want to start with Anthony's story on this Thursday morning. And Anthony, let me just firstly say good morning to you. Great to have you as always. I see you having your morning brew. You're having your morning brew.
Yes. Morning, Jason. Morning.
So, Anthony, we'll get to the Energy Conference in a few, but I want to get to your question, a provocative one indeed. You're asking this morning, is NGC abusing its customers?
Yes. Yeah, okay, so of course the background to that, the context of that question is NGC announcing last week that it was increasing the price of natural gas two manufacturers in Trinidad and Tobago, some of them, not all of them, increasing the price of natural gas to them by close to 80%. And NGC's position is that basically, deceased Mark Senhouse used to say, we need the money. That to me is their basic position. So NGC's announcement was not greeted with love and best wishes from the affected manufacturers, and the TTMA has had its say, not fully in agreement with the increase at all. But my position is, yes, there are foreign exchange implications, negative. Yes, there are tax implications, negative. Yes, it's a competitiveness issue, also negative. Jobs, also negative. And most importantly for the population, the possibility of higher prices, food prices, etc. Yeah. So my position today is that the NGC is in effect a monopoly, and our Fair Trading Act, which deals with monopolies and competitiveness situations, our Fair Trading Act says if you are a monopoly, you cannot abuse your position as a monopoly. That basically is what the Fair Trading Act says. And in my view, NGC increasing the price of natural gas to some of its customers by close to 80% is an abuse of monopoly, of its monopoly position. That's your argument in a nutshell.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great read. Yeah, it's via the Business Guardian, page 3. Let's get to the front page development, and it treats with the Forex woes and the energy services firms deeming this particular scenario critical. What's the takeaway from Geisha's story on page 5?
Yeah, so Geisha's story on page 5 actually surprised me because of all of the businesses in Trinidad and Tobago, I did not expect that energy services companies would have foreign exchange problems. So it was a bit of an eye-opener, the nature of the complaints made by some of the executives of these energy services companies. It seems very similar to complaints made by other business people in other sectors. So for those of us, including myself, who think that because you are working in the energy sector in some kind of way, you would be paid in US dollars. It seems as though that is not true. And they have to line up at the bank like all of the rest of us.
Yeah, that's quite a development there. And I mean, obviously, they've deemed this current reality as critical when I look at the story some more. So I'm watching a development here out of Guyana. Guyana projects 16% growth this year. Guyana clearly on the up and up.
Yes, Jason. Guyana is on track to be producing 900,000 barrels of oil a day. Guyana has as its major multinational partner ExxonMobil, which is the American energy giant. And Guyana, I think, finally, after several years, Guyana is receiving a great deal of revenue from its energy, its oil riches. So I think Guyana is in a position that we were in maybe 20 years ago, where you have to be especially careful about how you use your windfall. I think that is a real challenge for Guyana at this point. The requirement to be prudent and not go overboard in spending the energy windfall. I think, in a sense, Trinidad and Tobago may have gone overboard in the promises and in the spending literally 20 years ago. So I think Guyana, having learned from Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully they will not make the same mistakes that we made.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Anthony. We'll have a great one. You have tremendous Thursday, and God spare we get a chance to touch base again next week for the Business Guardian breakdown. All the best, Anthony.
Thank you very much, Jason.
So as we bid farewell to one colleague, after the break, I want to welcome another colleague, Kijan Haynes. He's going to check in from Panama City for the CAF Development Bank's International Conference. Let's get into that conversation after the break.
PRW, the People's Company. Check us for all your computer and electronic needs. Get a laptop, printer, bag combo, only $2,650. Samsung A9 tablet, $1,199. 85-inch Samsung TV, $9,999. Need a printer? We've got it. Get a PS5 console from $5,300. Get an 8-channel security combo for $3,000. Call PRW today.
This week, the Review Tent continues with Ladies' Night, Thursday, January 29th. 2 persons on 1 ticket. Admission $350. Friday, January 30th, it's Judges' Night. Admission $200. And Saturday, January 31st, it's the Calypso Review Tent stars on full display. With Sugar Aloes along with the Review stars. Pink Panther, Skatey, Devon Seal, Singing Sonia, Michelle Henry, Mighty Diamond, Saint Nick, Nicole Grace, Mace, JD, Fire Tender, Sasha and Moses, Tempo, Kurt Allen, Nisa, Alana Sinette, Lackerman, Organizer, Orlando Octave, from Barbados, Mighty Gabby, your MCs, Marcus Batiste, Tommy Joseph, and the Chairman. Tickets at the Review 10 box office, SWWTU Hall. This is your opportunity to experience the Calypso Review tent. For info, call 797-5850. Calypso Review. This is what Calypso is all about.
It's getting hotter this summer on the new season of Celebrity Family Feud. Your favorite celebrities are coming to play. It's Ice-T, the Diesel, Charles Barkley, Chris Paul, everybody, Golden State point guard, Grey's Anatomy team, we got them right now, so let's get it on. Name something you do if your neighbor spend every day doing new yoga in his backyard.
Invite friends over to watch.
So Kijan Haynes is out there in Panama City for day 2. He would have sent a report for us last evening for the CAF Development Bank's International Economic Forum. Now, he spoke with Finance Minister Devanat Tanku, and last evening we got a chance to, well, you'll see via the report, get some perspective on one of the leading conversations right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's head across to Panama City with Kijan Haynes.
CAF coverage, brought to you by First Line Securities Limited, creating wealth for 20 years.
At CAF's Regional and International Economic Forum, several leaders from Latin America and the Caribbean are coming together to talk about what matters most to them, whether it's investment, whether it's culture bonding us, and the importance of dialogue amidst a tumultuous geopolitical space. But what's also really tumultuous is the issue of our natural gas prices being raised for some businesses in the country. And of course, we did catch up with Dave Tanku, the finance minister, and we had to ask him, especially coming off of TCL saying that they might now have to increase their prices based on that. Here's what he had to say.
To pay increase stuff. Nobody wants to pay increased manufacturing costs. Nobody wants to pay increased raw material costs. And gas is a raw material. But it makes no sense for us as a country continuously asking you as a taxpayer to subsidize a product, to share with a private sector company. That private sector company then adds their markup on it. What we're asking people to do is realistically look at your project, look at your business plan, look at your business model, and see how you can improve your efficiency and effectiveness. Now back to the forum. Dave Tanko is actually the chairman of CAS, the development bank. And earlier he was in a panel discussion where he was explaining to the panelists how Trinidad and Tobago operates. He's still saying that we are open for business and we are expanding beyond our oil and gas economy. And most importantly, he gave himself certain KPIs. Just critical, I think, would be to establish proper key performance indicators with measurable results so that you would be able to check at every stage what you are projected and have checks and balances to ensure that once you implement, what comes forward either meets or equals or falls short of your key performance indicator, and you adjust accordingly.
Now remember, this is a regional forum, and Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica was here, and he was very clear to explain that his country is open for business even after the devastation of Hurricane Melissa. And one thing that might resonate with us at home is the fact that he pointed out that the reduction of crime in Jamaica is going to be a big factor in getting investors into his country.
We are reinforcing it through the energy sector reforms, through lower energy costs, expanding renewable energy capacity, and strengthening the resilience of our grid. And importantly, we are reinforcing it through improved public safety. Jamaica recorded a 42% reduction in homicides last year.
And that's a wrap for day one. It was a hub of activities with several leaders from the Latin American region. Tomorrow, more of the same, a lot more work, and we're looking forward to a lot more interviews, and we're going to be there to bring it to you. So for now, from Panama City, Panama, I'm Kijan Haynes for CNC3 News.
CAF coverage brought to you by First Line Securities Limited, creating wealth for 20 years.
Thank you so much, Kijan. A very important conversation there with Finance Minister Dave Tanko as he gets into the CAF conversation, and we will get a report later as Kijan continues to keep us in the loop out there in Panama City. Thank you, Kijan. Let's head across now to our police and news segment. Officer Russell steps in next for a very timely discussion. See you soon.
It's simple mathematics, actually. You know, we think that investment is extremely complicated, but it's not. It's really mathematical formulae managed in a way to make sure that you earn and you understand what you're earning, and that allows you to plan for the future. That's what we give our clients.
First Line Securities, helping Trinidad and Tobago invest for almost 2 decades. Invest with us.
You are cordially invited.
Art form is only one I have.
Art Form, The Invitation, a special night with Nadia Batson and all the biggest names in soca. February 7th at Queen's Hall Garden from 5 p.m. to 12 midnight.
This is a personal invitation to you. One night, just you, me, and the art form.
I'm walking at something good. Just promise don't bring it back in pieces.
Accept the invitation. Tickets available at Terminal 4 Long Circular Mall, Digicel C3 Center, Eastgate and Independence Square, fax, Arima, and online at islandetickets.com. This is your invitation. R4.
If you want real
energy just send on the figure and two. Good source of iron for me and for you. Make you feel like say you have energy for two. When you make a mad flex with you and your crew work late, I left the gym after two. Figure and tonic got the remedy for some man for sue. So send on the figure and two. Figure tan. From your new energy you are defend. Just send on the figure and 10. Strong up your body, drink and come again. Figure tan 2 are the remedy, my friend.
Figure tan 2. Good source of vitamin and iron for you.
What, boy? The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. You heard my good, eh? Hey, the call not sticking. So why are you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I get Wi-Fi quite out here.
Yeah, boy, that's Amplia. But what are you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's Amplia.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
Vibes and Soca Cooler Cruise is back.
Viber City 105 FM
and Team Undrunkables is bringing you
the ultimate Soca party experience on Carnival Wednesday,
February the 11th, aboard the iconic Abba Master. Boarding at 8 p.m. and sailing at 9 p.m. Tickets are just $250 and are available at all cachet outlets, Guardian Media offices, Port of Spain and South Park, and online at islandetickets.com.
On the bright side, girl, I go take the play. Yeah. Hey, I just want you come and vibe it up. Just a little whining up. Come and meet me behind the truck till we rev it up.
As per usual, ASP Russell takes time out of his schedule to join us for the Police and News segment every single Thursday. Officer Russell, welcome. Happy Carnival as always.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. On behalf of the Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, Assistant Commissioners, and First and Second Division Officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, good morning. Happy Carnival to you as well, Mr. Williams, and to Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right. And you know, the reason I said Happy Carnival was very strategic because we want to get into a very important carnival conversation, and that is to treat with substance abuse. And I'm sure in your years in the service, your years of dedicated service, you would have seen a lot.
Definitely.
And people, you know, obviously sometimes going over the line and ending up in a predicament, as it were, in a monkey pants. So what's your advice as we head into the free-up season?
Well, my first advice to Trinidad and Tobago would be in relation to the campaign we would have launched. Better choices, safer carnival. Better choices, safer carnival. We want persons to keep this repeated in their minds as if it's a road march, so that they can remember that, you know, what we would have seen in plenty of the events. And I want to caution persons as well, especially the females who want to use the male's restroom. We want to put an end to that. But more importantly, the mixing of different drinks, the mixing of the marijuana, which gives you a high with additional alcohol, the mixing of, believe it or not, cocaine with alcohol, the mixing of synthetic drugs, pills, those party drugs, MDMA, ecstasy, etc. I want to ask the public to immediately desist from such behavior. I want to ask the parents of the younger ones who are partying to have a conversation with your children, your friends, your loved ones. Go on the internet, do the research, and see all the adverse effects of these substances. I mean, you don't know how these substances, what reaction your body will have to these substances. And I want to caution you because we want you here for another carnival. And then we add the next thing, the energy drinks. So imagine your heart is already racing as a result of this foreign substance that you would have introduced into your system, and then you come and you add an energy drink, which also quickens the heart rates. So you are actually killing yourself. And when you look at it, it alters your judgment. Sometimes the drug hasn't totally worn off, but the event is finished and you're going to drive. Some persons react more violent.
And in that regard, I'm glad you mentioned that, because is there special training or is there a special approach as an officer if someone is clearly high out of their mind, acting erratic, and you have to now detain them? Do you take a softer approach, because this person could be a damage to themselves and also the officers who might engage them?
Well, what we do now, and most of the event promoters, and I commend a lot of them for that, they have what they call sober zones. You know, and the police has also undertaken to do voluntary breathalyzer, so you can know your limit before you get behind the wheel, so you would know if you could drive or if you need to sit down for a few. And I tell you, I attend many events, and some of the things I saw this season, I think we need to really think and really make better choices for a safer carnival.
You know, what's also sad is that sometimes folks might come with a group of friends, and I mean, a real friend would never let a friend go down in a way where they're left alone. I've seen people left alone in the corner of the party, and I'm saying, this person I know did not come by themselves.
Definitely.
I mean, that's obviously not a charge. That's more a moral decision, and that's one where you as a person will have to check yourself and analyze if friendship with this group of people makes sense going forward. But the reality is, when people get to that particular phase and state, those who were part of a team, could they be held responsible? If someone is held with narcotics in the party, what's the? I'm trying to figure out what's the outcome of somebody really going too far, and if there's any kind of physical damage or worst case scenario, death.
No. When we say if somebody is held with narcotics, when you look at the synthetic drugs, we would have to go most of the times under the Food and Drug. And when you look at narcotics, because marijuana is also considered a narcotic, right?
But it's decriminalized, and I'm seeing people man smoking any promenade right now.
And that is something where we're supposed to issue you a ticket. You are to consume your marijuana within the confines of your household. So the smoking on the street is something we are asking persons to cease with immediate effect.
Well, I guess it's for you all to enforce it, because since marijuana became decriminalized, it's almost like how Jamaica is. We have followed our brothers and sisters in Jamaica with that. People felt very relaxed. People smoke, you know, in the road. I've seen it all the time.
And I like
man in the car with a roll on, and you've seen it.
So you are operating machinery, and even if you're taking prescription drugs, it tells you do not operate heavy machinery. Worse yet, somebody is driving and smoking marijuana. So you're sure that they're high. You're sure their judgment is impaired. You're sure their reaction would be slower. But I like how you say that we aren't the one enforcing it. There is some level of enforcement. We have some things we need to tweak again. However, you know, this public is some sort of a public that will come and say, all you're doing is smoking a joint while you're jumping the man for people killing people out there. Go and find the real criminals. And then, you know, they don't understand that these are also crimes. These are also things that are against the law. So we don't want to engage in periodic enforcement of the law. We want to enforce the law every time. We want to encourage citizens to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. We want to encourage citizens to make better choices for a safer carnival.
As it pertains to Monday and Tuesday on the road, Juve morning, what's the policy on bottles coming into the city?
Well, as of Carnival Friday, I believe, there is a prohibition of all glass bottles where it can be seized or you can be charged for it.
And that is for patrons coming into the city?
Persons coming into the city and vendors and event promoters. So if you know you are selling, we will shut down your bar if you are selling glass bottles, beverages in glass bottles. I mean, imagine two persons in a disagreement and one has 3 bottles and the other have 3 bottles, and they start to throw those bottles.
Yeah, we cause a problem in ourselves because you could have had a bottle in tongue. I remember Juve in tongue with your bottle.
Definitely.
And it's bottle war, and people could get damaged.
It's bottle war. You're sure right.
Let me ask, parking protocols. Give us some advice in that regard, because I recognize there was a little back and forth between the mayor and the culture minister with some wrecking that took place up by the savannah for the village. Obviously, events, all-inclusive, QRC is happening on Saturday. We have stuff happening all over. What's your advice as it pertains to parking for these events for Carnival?
My advice to Trinidad and Tobago is to park in a secure location and be careful where you park. And I am saying this because I too attended an event and I witnessed a vehicle being wrecked after the event. Now, the public were upset, as they were saying, because the gentleman parked by a bus stop. Yeah? And the public were of the opinion because...
Was there in the night?
In the night, yeah. But I'm saying the law never specified. Don't park by the bus stop between 8 and 6. It says don't park by a bus stop. Don't park by a fire hydrant. It didn't say night or day,
Yeah.
So but I understand their reasoning, but persons have to understand you must do your due diligence. Let me tell you something. If I cannot get a proper park for my vehicle, I prefer stay at home.
I guess carpooling too could be an option. Carpooling or, probably listening to the promoter as it pertains to sometimes shuttle service. There are options.
You have the other services where you can call a vehicle to come and pick you up and stuff like that.
Sense.
So, you have options out there. A lot of persons would have been hiring maxi taxis, and as you say that, I would have observed as well last weekend down in the Western Division, maxi taxis filled with persons who were overtaken around the corner, green band, red band, persons in their private vehicle, but yet everybody's upset when the fines are raised. We trying to encourage change behaviors, but Mr. Williams, when these people recognize that they're late for their feds.
What about common practice, especially females do it every year? I do see officers complaining, but I want to know what's the official policy on women throwing it back 6:30, full pelt waist on officer uniform. I've seen it in London for Notting Hill officers. A matter of fact, in Labor Day, I see officer pull his holster to the side and he gave up. I mean, when I tell you jam, the officer, he deal with the case and everybody said, "Ray," and it was a big applause. I mean, are we relaxed in that regard? What's your official policy and women looking to throw back? Because a man will not take God out of the store to wine on a female officer in uniform, but I'm sure you receive many a wine, Officer Russell. What you do in that scenario? You wine back?
No, I don't. No, I don't wine back. But I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago that is wrong. Yeah.
Is it? No, there's not law? Is it law?
Well, actually, you can. It could be under the Sexual Offences Act.
It's true.
When you look at it, because you actually come in and you're making a sexual gesture on me by whining on me. So persons have to be wise and understand they could be charged for it. However, in the spirit of Carnival and community partnership, we tend to, not be so stern with respect to it, but we would like you to not do it. I'll tell you something. We have on government uniforms. Sometimes it may be in the Juve, and when you're done, your mother's on our clothes. You could also face a penalty for destroying government property.
So I didn't think about you could soil the uniform.
You could soil our uniform. I remember it happened to me one carnival, and the lady left from one side of the street, and I just knew she was coming to me to touch me in my uniform. So we want to encourage the public, please do not do that, desist from that, better choices for a safer carnival, because the first day an officer decides to make an example of one of them, that officer will be the bad person.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that we're able to have these frank and honest conversations, and we'll continue with more next week. So ladies, allow Officer Russell and his colleagues, please, I am open for wine. Wine up on me. I'll take one for the team, Officer Russell.
We definitely appreciate it. There's a community partnership and working with your stakeholders. You're happy or willing to take Trinidad and Tobago, the ladies, he will take the wine for us.
Bring it, come. Hey, listen, we're going to take a pause and we come back. Chutney Monarch details around the corner. See you soon.
Can we talk some business? I want your company, and it's nothing too risky. Limited liability. Don't worry, if you try all the things I like, you could still be shy in the morning. So don't feel like
Carnival is here, and so are the opportunities to protect your financial future. Celebrate the sound, protect your money, build your wealth. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission presents Rhythms of Wealth. Just like every steel pan Madison panorama, every smart financial choice counts. This carnival, spot investment scams, make wise decisions, and protect your wealth, one beat at a time. Don't fall for those pressure tactics to join fast or be fooled by promises of guaranteed quick returns. If you've been scammed by a pyramid or Ponzi scheme, report it to the TTSEC. Visit ttsec.org.tt or email complaints@ttsec.org.tt. Play your part, keep your rhythm, secure your future. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
PRW, the People's Company. Check us for all your computer and electronic needs. Get a laptop, printer, bag combo, only $2,650. Samsung A9 tablet, $1,199. 85-inch Samsung TV, $9,999. Need a printer? We've got it. Get a PS5 console from $5,300. Get an 8-channel security combo for $3,000. Call PRW today.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Cold or flu? Take Panadol multi-symptoms. Relief in minutes. 7 cold and flu symptoms. Panadol. Release starts here.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have the
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hey, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Trinidad, the season of wins is here at Passat's The Food King and Bright Ideas. One season, many chances, big wins. From premium Lederer chocolates to Moet champagne and fine wine to booming sound systems, fully loaded coolers, and even 50-inch smart TVs. Here's how you can enter to win. For every $300 spent at Passat's The Food King or Bright Ideas, you receive 1 entry form, fill it out, and drop it in the entry box. Weekly Carnival Cooler Line draws every Saturday and one massive grand finale. The season of wins ends on February 26th and the grand carnival draw on Saturday, February 28th. Shop, enter, and win in the season of wins.
Push on! Quality value, that's our way. The real push, that's we're here to stay. The Food King. Push on!
I could pick guava, I could pick tamarind, but for nothing in this world I say I can't pick a good man. For nothing in this world I say I can't pick a good man.
Well, I'm so happy to have with me this morning George Singh. I mean, let me tell you, George would have presented an opportunity to me some years ago to host the Chutney Soca Monarch after being a patron and just being able to check it out over the years. And it's a memory that stays with me up to this day. Of course, I'll be in attendance, Skinner Park, of course, the first Sunday in February. So not this Sunday, the following Sunday. George, CEO of South X, I want to thank you for being here and for keeping the competition element within the genre alive. We have seen in real time what's happening with other competitions, but the Chutney Soca Monarch continues to move forward. And I'm really happy, and it's a platform that I'm seeing so many, look, Lady Lava, people entering. it's tremendous, and you've kept it going. How many years now, George?
So this is actually our 31st year. Let me say thank you very much for having me this morning.
And good morning and happy Carnival.
Good morning to the audience looking on.
31 years.
31 years. We never stopped, Jason, even during COVID.
Yeah, because I remember that's when GI...
Chutney Soca, Chutney Soca was the only event that actually happened during COVID. We did it in a sterile environment.
Yes.
Right? And we were able to keep it going. And you know, one of the things I said is we need to keep this going because we need to keep it alive. We need to keep the culture going, keep people busy.
Where was the very first one? Was it the original venue was always Skinner Park?
Always Skinner Park.
I just remember one year you would have come to the Oval.
1 year we came to the Oval. 1996 was the first year.
Wow.
Right? That was the year Sonny Man won.
Sonny Man, yeah.
And you know, you asked me a question before we started the interview about Marshall's win last year.
Yeah.
And if you remember, I don't know if you remember this. I know you're looking like a little young boy.
Yeah,
right?
I remember.
Sonny Man went in the final, actually came on stage with General Grant.
Yes.
And Dennis Belfont.
And Dennis Belfont for the Lotella remix.
Yeah, for the Lotella remix.
Yes.
You know, but the win was Sonny Man's win.
Yes.
So with regards to Marshall last year, it was Marshall's win.
Yeah, because even though he would have been joined by Lady Lava and Drupati, because I was the discussion I was having with George earlier was that as much as, you know, the Chutney Soca Monarch is part of the carnival fabric, it's one of the few dimensions in this space where we've still, up to this day, not had a female winner just yet. They have been very close, Rosika Dindial, we have had Denise Plummer, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But I still want the ladies to go forward and keep at it, because that's a glass ceiling that needs to be shattered.
So this year, I think, you never know, you never know. But we have some real strong contenders this year. You know, Lady Lava is a big one. Rosika Dindial has a great song.
Yes.
We have a wild card that is coming that will appear at the semi-final. No one knows who that wild card is, but I will let you know. It is a female artist, right? And it's a big female artist. So we're looking at very strong females. I really try to encourage the women in the Chutney Soca industry to come and enter this competition. This year, actually, a dark horse is Lady Gypsy also.
Okay, yes, I saw Lady Gypsy.
You saw the video, right?
I see you were just smiling. You just said
Lady Gypsy, a good song. I mean, you know, Trinidad song. Let's say it's a Trinidad song. People like that. People like that kind of bacchanal thing.
Yes.
You know?
Well, so the semis. Because I already was like, my mind was on finals, but we have the semis. That's around the corner.
So the semi-finals is actually tomorrow.
That's right.
It's at the Flavor Village in Queen's Park, Savannah. This is the first time that we are actually coming to Port of Spain with the semi-final.
Yes.
So we did the final at Queen's Park Oval many years ago.
I remember
right?
that.
But this is the first time we're coming to Port of Spain with the semi-final. The enthusiasm around the semi-final has been really good. We've been getting a lot of messages. I think we're going to see a nice crowd. Flavor Village has been a great success.
A hit.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the John Cupid and Flavor, I don't know whose idea that was, right? But hats off to NCC. I think it's a fantastic idea. They have pumped money back into the industry where it is most deserving, to the artists, you know, and I really want to commend them for doing the Flavor Village and John Cupid. I think it's a great success, and we are happy to be part of it. We are happy to be at the Flavor Village tomorrow night. We start at 7 p.m.
Yes,
Jason, and we're going until about 1.
Yeah,
right. So 7 to 1, pure entertainment.
So tomorrow is Chutney Soca Monarchs night.
Semi-finals. Chutney Soca Monarch.
I'm looking at the competition itself on the finals, which will be carded for Sunday, the 8th of February, Skinner Park, the home of the Chutney Soca Monarch competition. There are 3 titles on offer: the Chutney Soca Monarch, Queen of Chutney Soca, and the Traditional Monarch. Could you, in a really quick, give me the distinctions?
Right. So Chutney Soca Monarch is the big prize.
Yes.
Of course, that's the main prize. You know, the women have always complained that they don't ever win. So a few years ago, I think it was about 5 years ago, we created a title called Queen of Chutney Soca. And the Queen of Chutney Soca basically is the woman that scores the highest at the final.
Okay.
Right? So whoever scores the highest scoring female at the final wins the Queen of Chutney Soca.
Nice.
And there are traditional elements in Chutney Soca. You know, some lean to the traditional, some lean to the soca. We don't differentiate. Chutney Soca is Chutney Soca, right? So we felt that we wanted to recognize the traditional elements. People tend to feel that in Chutney Soca Monarch, the traditional elements are dying. right? So I wanted to recognize that traditional element. So we will have a traditional monarch. And of course, it's not 3 separate competitions. Let me just say that. It's not 3 separate competitions. It's basically made up within the 12 to 15 people that are in the final. And the 3 monarchs are chosen from that batch.
It's like how you'll have a sporting tournament and you'll have like a MVP or a goalkeeper of the tournament, but it's under one.
It's under one umbrella.
One umbrella.
Right? And the one thing I want to say is that it's only a female that could win all 3 titles.
Wow. Yes, it's true. It's true.
Right? It's only a female that could win. Because, of course, the male can win Queen and Chutney Soca. Right? The male could win Chutney Soca and traditional, but the female can win all 3.
A clean sweep, as it were.
A clean sweep, yeah.
Well, I know the diaspora will be plugging into YouTube tomorrow for the semifinals. All our friends in Guyana, Suriname, the Netherlands, Orlando, New York.
The world.
The chutney market is alive. It's well. It's a massive genre. And I'm so happy. 31 years and going. It's still on. As we look to wrap things up, George, where can we get tickets and details for the finals?
So the semifinals,
and it's free.
Before we get to the final, the semifinals is free to the public. Right? The finals is also free to the public. Has been free to the public since 2015. See how to come back and host, Jesus.
I need to,
You need to come back and host. Right? Since 2015, Chutney Soca Monarch has been free to the public. We do have a VIP area. You can get tickets. It's 468-8728. 468-8728 to get VIP all-inclusive tickets. It's a very limited space, right? Only 200 of those tickets are available. But that space is a unique space at the finals, but everything else is free.
Well, let me tell you, it's been a tremendous privilege to host. I've hosted many events over the years, many. But this is one I always remember. The 3 years I would have done it, and I'll definitely would like to probably, I want to come and take in the show. I feel I want to come and just take it and soak it in. The way it started for me, in the audience, taking in the actual finals. So it's on semifinals tomorrow at the Queen's Park Savannah for the very first time, and then on the 8th of February, the home of the Chutney Soca Monarchs, Skinner Park, San Fernando. Skinner Park, how you feeling? You understand? That's the kind of energy on the Sunday before Carnival Sunday. George, all the best, man. Happy Carnival.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
Indeed. We take the pause. We come back and get into much more after 7. Johansi and a special guest steps in before 7:30. See you soon.
But for nothing in this world I say I can't pick a good man. For nothing in this world I say I
Good morning, I'm Liana Maharaj with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC radio network. For a second day in a row, scores of educators were absent from schools nationwide over the non-payment of their promised 5% salary increase. This despite the Education Ministry saying that payment is now in the implementation phase. Information reaching tutors suggested that 63% of teachers and 62% of students were absent on Tuesday. Tutor President Crystal Ash says the union had noted this absenteeism and is still assessing reports for Wednesday. He stressed there had been no directive from the executive for teachers to stay away from classrooms.
We are simply getting information so that we will share with the general public as we get it. So we have the interests of our children at heart, but we also have the interests of our educators at heart.
Last April, Tutor agreed to a 5% salary increase as part of its collective bargaining with Chief Personnel Officer Dr. Darrell Dindial. Former Education Minister Dr. Nian Gatsby-Dolly says teachers should have received the increase by last December. Police are reporting that 33 students have been arrested and charged for various offenses since last September. During a police media briefing on Wednesday afternoon, Assistant Police Commissioner Brian Sudin of the Specialized Support Unit confirmed that since officers have been assigned to several secondary schools last year, students were arrested for possession of marijuana, sexual misconduct, assaulting a principal, and resisting arrest. Police urge parents to do their part in assisting the officers in monitoring their child's behavior. After 32 years, the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday has closed its doors to the public, publishing its final online edition on Tuesday. The move followed a staff meeting with newly appointed liquidator Maria Daniel, where employees were formally informed that the company had ceased operations. During the meeting, staff were told they were no longer required to report to work pending the winding up process. On Wednesday, employees collected their belongings and left the office located on Pembroke Street. Senior reporter Paula Lindo, who spent the last 6 years at Newsday producing a range of stories, says while she's okay, she worries for her colleagues who still have monthly bills to pay.
I know some of my co-workers, one person said that they have, a mortgage, they have 2 children in university, another one has 2 young children, a mortgage, he's the only one working from the family, and we're all kind of hoping that we will land somewhere good for each of us.
CNC3 News reached out to Banking, Insurance and General Workers Union, which represents Newsday workers, but there was no response up till news time. Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
You are cordially invited.
Art form is only one I have.
Artful, The Invitation, a special night with Nadia Batson and all the biggest names in soca. February 7th at Queen's Hall Garden from 5 p.m. to 12 midnight.
This is a personal invitation to you. One night, just you, me, and the art form.
Accept the invitation. Tickets available at Terminal 4 Long Circular Mall, Digicel C3 Center, Eastgate and Independence Square, fax, Arima, and online at islandetickets.com. This is your invitation. R4.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around, high quality meat pound for pound. Get the best for less, start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and spacious. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
And 2 o'clock in the morning, my phone you're calling. When things get boring, it's back on all you want. I thought I was the one.
Behavioral change consultant Johanse Ayodike joins me for our second hour on this Feel Good Thursday. We are treating with a most interesting question this morning. He's asking, are you satisfied? Let's start right there. Johanse, good morning and welcome.
Jason, morning and morning to everybody viewing.
What a question, Johanse. I mean, this could go any direction, you know. Are you satisfied?
Correct. And that's why I ask it in a general way, because I asked some people the same question, and some people's mind went all over the place. But what it is, it immediately instilled a feeling that most people said that I'm not satisfied. right? Wherever direction their mind went, most people, I would say 80% of the people I asked, said they're not satisfied.
That's interesting. I mean, for me, if that question is posed to me, my answer would be yes, because I try to lean towards being grateful for the moment, for life. I'm not on a hospital bed, lie down, car function, I'm above the ground. So as much as, yes, you want certain things to happen and you want improvements in certain areas, in this present moment, you want to say, I'm satisfied, you know. Cool. I'm here.
And what he's saying there is an important part of feeling satisfied, which is being present in the moment. Because sometimes when you think about the past, you wish you had do something different. You wish this, so you don't feel satisfied if you think about the past. Then when you think about the future hasn't happened yet. So the thing that you're yearning for in the future, you didn't get yet, so you still don't feel satisfied. So one method of feeling satisfied is in the moment being grateful. Now, that doesn't mean that you wouldn't try to heal some of your past. It don't mean that you're not going for goals and focusing on something in the future. But that method there, that is one good method of feeling satisfied.
So for the 80% who said they were not satisfied, you think that stems from where exactly? Is it people living in the past, regret from the past, or is it just not being where they want to be at this present? I mean, even the person who is on the top of the mountain will always tell you they want to get to the next level. That's just human nature. It seems like we never satisfied.
Well, we can be, because of those 80% of people that said that, right? What it is that they said they were settling for less. Right? And that's an important part. And I said settling for less. And they highlighted things from trivial to important. So one person said they don't even eat what they really want to eat every day. They just eat whatever available to them. No, so I'm not judging whether it's healthy or not. So let me say they wanted, I'll just give an example, fries from a certain place, right? Maybe they got fries, but not exactly what they want. So you're getting something, but it's not really what they want. Some people say, you know what, I want to have certain kind of conversation beyond certain people. They're not really getting that, so whoever lime in, they'll lime with them. Right? So it was most times settling for less.
But go back to what I mentioned, those who make it to the top of the hill, the overachievers, the ones who have been successful, whether it's in finance and business, in a particular vocation. You're on top of the hill, you're the number one. And yet still in many an interview, you'll hear that same person saying, well, there's another level to unlock. And I'm saying, well, you could bask in the glory for a moment because you're on top of the hill, you're the cream of the crop. It doesn't seem like many who get to that place are actually satisfied. There's always a next level. Why? How come?
Well, I can give some reasons from actual clients I've had in these situations. Is that they were looking for a certain, going with feeling first, right? A certain feeling of satisfaction. And they thought that going this route would bring them that satisfaction. So when they reach there, they accomplish it, so you can feel good, I accomplished this thing. But the thing that I accomplished is not really what I want. I'll give you an example. I had a client in finance. I have the corner office, make the money, he pay off his house, he have his family, everything. And that's why he contacted me, he said, I'm just not feeling fulfilled, I'm feeling empty. So I asked him immediately, I say, without thinking, what would you do immediately at this point? And he say, go biking all over the world. So I say, why you never do it? He said, I don't know. He said, I thought this is the route I had to go to feel that sense of satisfaction, but this is what I really want to do. And that example was powerful for me because I'm not judging whether you want to family over biking, but there's something that he wanted to do that he never did, but thought all these other things would bring him it, and it didn't. So that's why.
What advice you say to those who, when they ask that question and the answer is unfortunately no, in a relationship development, even with family, sometimes, obviously that's a similar scenario I would have mentioned, but for the person who, they've wanted this for such a long time and it finally is happening, and they're just like, feeling like, well, That's a real ticklish place to be, you know.
It is, especially if you're in the latter part of your life, meaning let's say over 40, 50, because sometimes you may think the opportunity to do what I really want to do not there. Maybe even I don't have the energy or the athleticism to do it anymore. My advice, which I would tell other people, even to myself, is to start to do even a semblance of what you want to do. I remember one lady told me what she really wants to do is help the poor, help the more unfortunate. But she said that doesn't pay. So that's why she's not doing it as much as she wants to. And what she said is she volunteer once a month. Now somebody might say once a month, that is nothing. Somebody might say a little bit. But something better than nothing. So even though she wasn't getting to do it full time, she still made effort. So even that guy with the biking, he may not be able to bike all over the world right now, but he started. And he said, well, he's an old man now, he can't go up the mountains, but he doing a little something every so often. So it brings you closer to that state of satisfaction.
What about those who are satisfied and the environment around them is mediocre, the people are not giving full 100. From the outside looking in, you could tell this person is destined for greatness, but the surroundings almost holding them back. But they seem to be satisfied within that space and not really pushing to tap into their limitless potential. What's the advice in that regard?
Well, there's a difference between comfortable and satisfied. Sometimes what you're seeing is people looking comfortable because let's just say they're not in any immediate danger, right? They're not being depleted in any way, but they're not growing in any way either. So they're just there. The advice is, now this is hard advice. So this one is easier said than done, which is to leave the environment. Just like how I said the other people, they were settling for less. And sometimes you don't realize it, because if you grow up in it, you think that's what it is, right? And you want more, but sometimes you have to leave. And seeking satisfaction and accomplishing satisfaction sometimes has pain. Pain meaning a big change. And that's why too it's very important to your mental health, because even clients who have some sort of diagnosis, depression, anxiety, etc., many times when you go to the root of it, it's some sort of dissatisfaction that they have, right? I really wanted to accomplish this thing, but I think I can never, so I'm feeling depressed. I want to accomplish this thing or get this goal, but I'm afraid, I'm afraid, so I start feeling anxious. A lot of the time is because you're not satisfied. And I just add one quick. Even, sometimes people in mental health, they say sometimes they have a hormonal imbalance, right? Now, sometimes that is genetic. Sometimes you're born with it, but also sometimes you could develop it, because cortisol is the hormone that occurs when we're stressed out. And if we spend most of our times being not satisfied, unfulfilled, or stressed, what happens is you have more cortisol than the other ones. So you now creating a hormonal imbalance in yourself.
And in terms of looking at self, doing that deep analysis, if you're not satisfied with self, and we're going out to the aesthetics, the physical, you're putting in the work, you're not seeing the results. You've seen people do all kind of stuff to themselves physically, and sometimes we're on the outside looking in, you might wonder, well, how come the person will do this? But they seem to be cool. That's their form of expression. It's their artistic expression, I would imagine. What's your advice in that regard for those who do major alterations to their physical being to fulfill some sense of, I would imagine, satisfaction?
Well, one is, let's go with the baseline we always go with, being honest to yourself about what you really want, right? Now, sometimes the outcome you want, you may think this is the method to do it. One, I would say, especially with body alterations, is to do your research. I'll give an example. There was a client came to me and they wanted to transition from one gender, one sex, to the next sex, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah. And what I told them is, okay, and I'm not judging it either way, but do the research on if you go through this procedure, what has happened a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years, etc. What has happened statistically to many people. And when they did, they realized, well, what I've seen, I don't want to risk that. Even though I feel what I want, and I think this thing will bring me satisfaction when I did the research. So now you're living more in reality than in a fantasy, and sometimes that's where. So if we're going with truth is living in reality, not fantasy. So if I want to be satisfied, if I think something wants to satisfy me, do some research, especially if it's body alterations, so you would know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a very because I mean certain alterations can't reverse, and they will come with certain risks. What about those who are never satisfied? Everything is working out nice, everything is in place. It seems like, yay, you're doing well. It's not even about the next level. They're just not satisfied. Like, no matter how you bring your best, you're bringing your very best to this person, and for nothing, they're pleased. They just keep, it's almost like you feel like you're spinning top in mud. How do we treat with folks like that? Well, a lot of people go through that with parents and grandparents and stuff,
Well, because that's a fallacy. We cannot satisfy our parents, That's impossible. And here I was saying that because you cannot control how somebody feels. Being satisfied is a choice. Being satisfied is something active. So even though your parents, a pastor, whoever, a leader, a mentor you have, whoever, you trying to impress them or satisfy them is impossible. They have to choose it. So that's why, even though it may be difficult, because all of us may have had parents like this or leaders like this, you have to seek your satisfaction. Because the scheme of things is only you. If you're not satisfied, nobody not satisfied.
Yeah, and it's strong advice, but it's real. You have to seek what's best for you. I'll let you have the final say really fast there, Yohanse, as we wrap things up.
Nation, it don't make sense going through life not satisfied. Don't make it complicated, because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for listening.
Yohanse IODK on this Thursday, this and every Thursday for the Mental Health Matters, important conversations. We take the pause and we come back with some housekeeping to keep you satisfied. See you soon.
I know that this ain't love, but when I check the scene, it's time for me to leave. Now I on the last train, heading down to San Fernando, coming to Tifa, wine up on you, unlock your rope on you.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Cold or flu? Take Panadol multi-symptoms. Relief in minutes. 7 cold and flu symptoms. Panadol. Release starts here.
Trinidad and Tobago Carnival presents, for the very first time, at the Carnival Village, Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain, Chutney Soca Monarch, the semi-final show. Friday, 30th January, showtime 7 p.m. 25 artists. RG the band, one stage, one night. Only 10 go to the final. Absolutely free to the public. Call 868-468-8728 or email southexevents@gmail.com. CSM 26.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Tune in to Betterments with host Bass, Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a program that educates and is solution-based. Bass tackles the issues that matter to you, providing a platform to speak your mind and find solutions. That's Betterments with Bass, with a focus on education and resolution. This is all about making things better for you. So if you want to make a difference and have your voice heard, tune into Freedom 106.5 FM and join us for Betterments with Bass, Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Better for you. Only on Freedom 106.5 FM, where we believe that your voice matters.
Get way, cause we head on the rum, yeah. Hand in the air, and we chipping left like we pass out the. They do what that we when we coming down. Could be bad at the air.
Welcome back. Let's get into ways and means you can contact the team. Make the request to sit with me on the couch, or you can join me on the Zoom line. sending an email to tmb@cnc3.co.tt. Short, concise, and on Nakisha or Misha, or even Angelo at times. We will get back to you and give you all the intimate details and safely say I'll see you soon. Looking forward. Let's head across to our social media handles: Instagram, Facebook, and X at CNC3 News, at CNC3 Television, at CNC3 TV, #TMB in that order. Get yourself in a gear. You can do so as we stay on top of all developments, regional, international, and on the home front via the CNC3 mobile app. Your #1 source for verified breaking news. Programming details also readily available. Let's head to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, the foundation that we all stand on the shoulders of all the greats who would have been here to contribute via their columns and opinion piece over the last 108 years, way before my time, before your time, before everybody had time. 108 years, in the business. We want you to visit guardian.co.tt to enjoy the digital Guardian on your laptop, desktop, or mobile phone today. Let's head across to our food for thought. We read together. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Again, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. And that to me is what generational planning and wealth and being able to have the foresight to put things in place for the great-grandchildren that you will never meet. You plant the tree today so they could sit in the shade. Yes? But not just sit in the shade and do nothing, they have to also understand. You have to put it in a way that, because they always say, they say strong men make, they say eventually strong men make weak men, because, everybody just relaxed and stuff. No. Yeah, you have to put it in a way that people know it's time to add value to the foundation. So great words. Let's head across now to, as always, our world weather wrap. Jamak is up next. Jamak, good morning.
Good morning. In today's weather wrap, we head over to icy New York, where the Hudson River is currently a shifting landscape of white and steel blue as the recent winter storm has left its mark. Up to yesterday, significant ice buildup and floating brash ice have significantly slowed regional transit. Several New York City ferry routes were suspended for a second consecutive day, with ice around Manhattan and Brooklyn landings making docking impossible. While the Staten Island ferry continues to push through, New Jersey commuters are scrambling as the Edgewater service remains frozen out. Further north, the U.S. Coast Guard is working overtime, crushing through 4 to 6 inch plate ice to keep vital heating oil tankers moving. With another storm looming this weekend, the river's deep freeze is only just getting started. Now let's head over to Portugal, where authorities have confirmed 2 deaths linked to Storm Kristin, a powerful Atlantic depression that swept across mainland Portugal with heavy rain, violent winds, and dangerous coastal conditions. The government said the fatalities were caused by storm-related incidents as emergency services responded to widespread disruptions. The storm left a dramatic scene of destruction after a giant Ferris wheel at an amusement park set up near the port collapsed under the force of the wind, toppling into a nearby parking lot. One reported death occurred near Lisbon when a tree fell onto a vehicle during peak conditions. Portugal's weather agency issued high-level warnings in multiple districts, expecting winds of up to 140 kilometers per hour and hazardous sea conditions along the coast. Conditions have already begun to improve as the storm is now in the Mediterranean Sea. Now let's head back home, where we have a change in the weather conditions after a dry start to the week. We can expect showers over most areas today, beginning in the southeast at first, then spreading to other areas of Trinidad and Tobago. Now a few heavy showers are possible, especially over eastern and southern areas of Trinidad during the morning. Then they are a bit more likely over northern and western areas by the afternoon. As we saw late last week, some of these dry season showers can pack quite a punch, so be on the lookout for the odd chance of some street flooding. That's all for today's weather wrap. Back to you.
Well, Jamak, sincere thanks for the world weather wrap. Let's take the pause as we get ready for the morning shot that's coming up soon.
Ooh yeah, it's pretty with another one. Smitty, we chime in.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Get the best back-to-school specials at Southern Food Baskets. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Golden brand margarine, 227 grams, 3 for $19.95. Wings, 1 kg, $29.95. Protect soap, 3-pack, $18.95. Colgate Great Regular Flavor, 4 ounces, 2 for $29.95. Soft and Pretty bathroom tissue, 12-pack for $18.95. Offers available while stocks last.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
She love the roti, she love the choker, she love the bygone. You ever jump in a car after a fete knowing that the driver more tipsy than you? Yeah, you make it home, but not everybody lucky like you. No, we're not taking that chance in Carnival 2026, alright? We're making better choices. Choose a designated driver or book a ride. Remember, better choices, safer Carnival. I could pick mango, I could pick guava, I could pick tamarind. We're making better choices, so designate a driver. Follow roti, she love the choker, she love the bygone.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.